In the mists of ancient time, before the land was known as Equestria, the world was a wild and dangerous place. Here, powerful creatures roamed, and magic was untamed. An ancient ram named Grogar declared himself the emperor of this land. He was a being of immense power and terrible cruelty. Grogar created monstrous beasts to serve his will. He controlled them with a dark artifact, a talisman known as the Bewitching Bell. His reign was a time of shadow and fear, a dark chapter in the world's earliest history. The ponies of this era lived in constant dread of his might. But even in the deepest darkness, a flicker of light can appear. A hero emerged from among the ponies. Her name was Gusty the Great. She was a unicorn of incredible courage and determination. Gusty challenged Grogar's tyrannical rule, refusing to bow to his power. In an act of legendary bravery, she managed to steal the Bewitching Bell from the Emperor himself. Without his bell, Grogar's power was broken. Gusty the Great banished the monstrous ram and sealed his bell away, hiding it high atop the treacherous Mint Everhoof. The world was free from his grasp, but it was not yet united. During this ancient period, the pony kind was not one people. They were separated into 3 distinct tribes, each living apart from the others. The earth ponies were strong and connected to the land, tending to the soil and growing food. The Pegasi were masters of the sky, able to walk on clouds and control the weather. The unicorns were gifted with magic, able to wield powerful spells with their horns. They lived in their own territories, their peace fragile and often broken by suspicion and misunderstanding. Each tribe saw the others as different, and this difference bred mistrust. This division was a source of weakness. Though Grogar was gone, other dangers lurked in the world. The tribes often squabbled over resources and territory. Their leaders held on to old prejudices, teaching their young to be wary of the other pony kinds. A unicorn named Clover the Clever, a student of the great wizard Star Swirl, saw the danger in this separation. She understood that without unity, any peace they had was temporary. The world was balanced on a knife's edge, waiting for a force that could either shatter it completely or finally bring it together as one. The fragile peace between the 3 pony tribes was about to face its greatest test. From the frozen north, mythical creatures of ice and cold descended. These were the Wendigos. They were spirit-like beings, drawn to hatred and conflict. They fed on feelings of animosity, and as they fed, they created powerful magical blizzards. The biting winds and endless snow began to cover the land. The crops of the earth ponies failed. The skies of the Pegasi grew dark and stormy. The forests of the unicorns froze. Famine and despair spread among all 3 tribes. In their desperation, the leaders of the tribes agreed to meet. The earth pony leader, Chancellor Puddinghead, the Pegasus leader, Commander Hurricane, and the unicorn leader, Princess Platinum, came together for a summit. They hoped to find a new land where they could all survive, but their old mistrust quickly resurfaced. They began to argue and blame each other for their misfortune. The Chancellor accused the Pegasi of not clearing the skies. The commander blamed the unicorns for not using magic to melt the snow. The princess looked down on them all. Their fighting was a feast for the Wendigos. The creatures grew stronger, their blizzard more intense. As the leaders stormed off to claim the new land for their own tribe, the Wendigos descended upon them. The bitter cold, fueled by their own hatred, froze the 3 leaders solid in blocks of ice. It seemed that all hope was lost. The ponies were doomed to be consumed by an eternal winter, a world frozen by their inability to trust one another. The land itself seemed to weep, encased in a shell of ice and snow, a monument to their failure. But in that moment of despair, something remarkable happened. The leader's assistants, Clover the Clever, the unicorn, Private Pansy the Pegasus, and Smart Cookie the earth pony, had watched the disaster unfold. They had forged a bond of friendship during the summit. Seeing their leaders frozen, they did not despair. Instead, their shared concern and care for one another ignited a powerful magical flame. This was the fire of friendship. This warm, glowing magic spread across the land, vanquishing the Wendigos and melting the ice. Seeing this miracle, the thawed leaders finally understood. They agreed to share the land, founding a new nation built on harmony, Equestria. With the founding of Equestria, a new age of cooperation began. The three tribes learned to live and work together, their combined strengths making their new nation prosperous. To guide this fledgling country, two new leaders emerged. They were sisters, and they were unlike any pony seen before. They were alicorns, possessing the wings of a Pegasus and the horn of a unicorn. Their names were Celestia and Luna. Mentored by the great wizard Star Swirl the Bearded, the sisters were crowned as princesses. They were given a profound and vital responsibility to maintain balance in the world. Princess Celestia learned to harness her immense power to raise the sun each morning. Her magic brought warmth, light, and life to the land. Her younger sister, Princess Luna, took on the task of raising the moon. Her magic governed the night, the stars, and the dreams of all ponies. Together they created a perfect cycle of day and night, a rhythm that brought stability to Equestria. But this peaceful era was not without its threats. From a distant land, two brothers, Tirek and Scorpion, came with a dark purpose: to steal all the magic in Equestria for themselves. While Tirek was consumed by his lust for power, his brother Scorpion found something unexpected: friendship. He grew to admire the ponies and their harmonious way of life. Horrified by his brother's plan, Scorpion secretly warned Princess Celestia and Princess Luna. With this warning, the sisters were able to defeat Tirek and imprison him in the dark pit of Tartarus. Other dangers soon followed. Three powerful sirens, Adagio, Sonata, and Aria, arrived, feeding on negative emotions and turning ponies against each other with their enchanted songs. The threat was so great that it required a new kind of defense. To combat these dangers, Star Swirl the Bearded assembled a team of 6 legendary heroes. They were known as the Pillars of Old Equestria. These heroes, Rockhoof, Mistmane, Flash Magnus, Somnambula, Mage Meadowbrook, and Star Swirl himself, each represented a powerful virtue. Rockhoof, Mistmane, Flash Magnus, Somnambula, Mage Meadowbrook, Star Swirl. Together, they defended the realm. They banished the sirens to another world. But their greatest challenge came from within. A pony named Stygian, who had helped bring them together, felt excluded and forgotten. His resentment attracted a dark force, transforming him into the Pony of Shadows. To save Equestria, the Pillars made a great sacrifice, trapping themselves and the Pony of Shadows in limbo. Before they vanished, they created a seed that would one day grow into the Tree of Harmony, a magical guardian for the kingdom. Even with the Pillars gone, the Tree of Harmony grew, its roots spreading deep into the heart of Equestria. From its branches grew the elements of harmony, 6 mystical artifacts of immense power. These artifacts would soon be needed. A new threat emerged, one that sought not to conquer but to twist reality itself. It was Discord, the spirit of chaos. A Draconiquus, a bizarre creature with the parts of many different animals. Discord could warp the laws of physics and logic with a snap of his fingers. He plunged Equestria into a state of topsy-turvy madness, where cotton candy clouds rained chocolate milk and the roads were made of soap. This reign of chaos and disharmony could not be allowed to continue. Princess Celestia and Princess Luna, now the sole protectors of the realm, knew they had to act. They turned to the Tree of Harmony and discovered the power of the elements. Wielding these 6 artifacts, which represented the core tenets of friendship, they confronted Discord. The magic of harmony was the one thing the spirit of chaos could not overcome. The sisters combined their power and turned Discord to stone, imprisoning him in a statue in the royal gardens of Canterlot. Before his defeat, however, Discord planted plunder seeds near the Tree of Harmony, a final act of chaos designed to slowly poison it. With Discord petrified, a period of relative peace settled over Equestria. But darkness is patient. Far to the north lay the Crystal Empire, a kingdom inhabited by crystal ponies whose happiness powered a magical heart that defended their home. This beautiful kingdom fell under the shadow of a new tyrant, King Sombra. He was a unicorn of dark magic, his heart as black as crystal. He enslaved the crystal ponies, and his evil rule erased all light and joy from the empire. Celestia and Luna marched with the royal guard to free the kingdom from his grasp. They fought a great battle and managed to overthrow the evil king, transforming him into a creature of pure shadow and banishing him to the frozen north. But as he was defeated, King Sombra cast one final terrible curse. He made the Crystal Empire vanish from the face of Equestria. The entire kingdom, and all the ponies within it, disappeared into thin air. The curse was designed to last for 1,000 years. The sisters had won the battle, but Sombra's evil had hidden an entire civilization from the world, leaving a blank space on the map and a sorrowful memory of a kingdom lost to shadow. For centuries, Princess Celestia and Princess Luna ruled together in harmony. Celestia's son brought joy and activity, and the ponies of Equestria would play and work throughout the beautiful days she created. But Luna's role was different. She raised the moon to bring forth the night. Her beautiful stars and shimmering aurora were a sight to behold, but the ponies were always asleep. They were hidden away in their homes, resting for the day to come. No one was awake to appreciate the magnificent beauty of her night. A seed of resentment began to grow in Luna's heart. Over time, this seed of resentment blossomed into jealousy and bitterness. Luna felt that her work was unappreciated, that her sister was loved more by their subjects. She watched the ponies celebrate the sun while they slept through her moon. This pain and loneliness began to corrupt her. The darkness she felt inside twisted her form, transforming her into a wicked mare of shadow and night. She renounced her name and became Nightmare Moon. She vowed to shroud Equestria in eternal night, forcing all ponies to finally appreciate her work, whether they wanted to or not. Princess Celestia was heartbroken. She pleaded with her sister, trying to reason with her to bring back the pony she loved. But Luna was lost, completely consumed by the darkness of Nightmare Moon. With no other choice, Celestia knew she had to defend her kingdom. With a heavy heart, she gathered the elements of harmony, the very tools they had used together to defeat discord. She turned their power against her own sister. The magic of the elements was too strong for Nightmare Moon to resist. It separated her from Equestria, banishing her to the moon. The battle was won, but the cost was immense. Celestia was now alone. She had saved her kingdom, but she had lost her sister. From that day forward, she took on the heavy burden of raising both the sun and the moon, a constant reminder of her loss. To commemorate the day her sister was banished, she established the Summer Sun celebration. For the ponies of Equestria, it was a day of joy and festivities. But for Princess Celestia, it was a day of profound regret and sorrow, a day she silently hoped would one day bring her sister home. For 1,000 years she ruled alone, and the story of Princess Luna was slowly forgotten, becoming little more than a scary tale. As the centuries passed, Equestria continued to grow and change under Princess Celestia's solitary rule. New towns were founded, and new generations of ponies were born. One such town was Ponyville. Its story began with a member of the apple family, a mare named Granny Smith. She discovered a unique type of fruit, the Zap apples, which grew in the dangerous and mysterious Everfree forest. These magical apples became the foundation of the family's farm, Sweet Apple Acres, and the town of Ponyville grew up around it. The town became a quaint, peaceful place, home to many families. However, not all was peaceful in the town's history. A long and bitter feud developed between the Apple family and their neighbors, the Pear family. The two families disagreed on just about everything, and their rivalry became the stuff of local legend. But love can bridge even the widest divides. A young earth pony from the Apple family, Bright Mac, fell in love with a beautiful mare from the Pear family, Pear Butter. They married in secret, and their love eventually helped to heal the rift between their families. They had 3 wonderful children, Big Macintosh, Applejack, and Apple Bloom, who would carry on the Apple family legacy. Meanwhile, in the royal city of Canterlot, Princess Celestia continued to mentor gifted young unicorns. One of her most promising students was a unicorn named Sunset Shimmer. She was powerful and ambitious, but also impatient. She wanted power and recognition quickly, and she grew frustrated with Celestia's lessons about patience and humility. Seeing no future for herself in Equestria, she abandoned her studies. She escaped through a magical portal, the Crystal Mirror, into another world, a world without ponies or magic. Celestia was saddened by her student's departure, but knew she could not force her to stay. A new student would soon take her place. This was a unicorn named Twilight Sparkle. Twilight was a brilliant and dedicated student, but she was also an introvert. She preferred the company of books to the company of other ponies. She believed that knowledge was the key to everything, and that friendships were a distraction. She studied relentlessly, learning everything she could about magic. Princess Celestia saw Twilight's great potential, but she also saw what she was missing. She knew that magical ability alone was not enough. The greatest magic of all was one that could not be found in any book. As the 1000th Summer Sun celebration approached, Twilight Sparkle made a startling discovery in an old book. She found a prophecy that foretold the return of Nightmare Moon. The prophecy stated that on the longest day of the 1000th year, the stars would aid in her escape, and she would bring about everlasting night. Worried, Twilight tried to warn Princess Celestia. But the princess had a different plan. She was more concerned with Twilight's lack of friends. She sent Twilight to Ponyville to oversee the preparations for the celebration, but her true mission was for Twilight to make some friends. Reluctantly, Twilight Sparkle traveled to Ponyville with her baby dragon assistant, Spike. There, she met 5 very different ponies. She met Applejack, an honest and hardworking earth pony from Sweet Apple Acres. She met Rainbow Dash, a loyal and lightning-fast Pegasus who controlled the weather. She met Rarity, a generous and elegant unicorn who was a fashion designer. She met Fluttershy, a kind and gentle Pegasus who cared for animals. And she met Pinkie Pie, a joyful and energetic earth pony who loved to throw parties. Twilight was annoyed by them at first, seeing them only as a distraction from her important work. Just as the prophecy foretold, Nightmare Moon appeared at the Summer Sun celebration. She declared that the night would last forever and vanished into the shadows. Determined to stop her and save Equestria, Twilight Sparkle set off into the dangerous Everfree Forest. To her surprise, the 5 ponies she had just met insisted on coming with her. Throughout their perilous journey, they faced many challenges. At every step, one of the ponies demonstrated a unique strength of character. Applejack showed her honesty, Fluttershy her kindness, Pinkie Pie her laughter, Rarity her generosity, and Rainbow Dash her loyalty. Twilight finally realized that these were not random pony traits. They were the representations of the elements of harmony. When they confronted Nightmare Moon, Twilight understood that her role was the final element, the element of magic. This magic was not just her unicorn power, it was the magic that was created when all of them were together. The magic of friendship. Together, the 6 friends unleashed the power of the elements. The brilliant rainbow of harmony washed over Nightmare Moon, cleansing her of the darkness and restoring her to her true form, the long-lost Princess Luna. The 2 sisters were finally reunited, and a new team of heroes, the main 6, was born. Princess Celestia knew that the return of her sister and the discovery of the new bearers of the elements of harmony marked a turning point for Equestria. She tasked Twilight Sparkle with a new mission to stay in Ponyville and continue to study the magic of friendship. With her 5 new friends, Twilight embarked on countless adventures. They faced many of the ancient threats that had once plagued the land. They freed Discord from his stone prison, hoping to reform him. When that failed, they used the elements of harmony to defeat him once again, proving that friendship was stronger than chaos. Eventually, Discord truly reformed, thanks to the patience and kindness of Fluttershy and the others. His change of heart became a turning point in the ongoing battle for harmony. Discord's unique magic, once a source of chaos, was now used to aid Twilight and her friends in their greatest challenges. His unpredictable abilities often tipped the balance in their favor, showing that even the most unlikely allies could help preserve harmony in Equestria. Their heroism was tested time and time again. They defended Canterlot from an invasion by Queen Chrysalis and her army of changelings, creatures that feed on love. They were instrumental in the return of the Crystal Empire, saving it from the shadowy grasp of King Sombra and helping to place Princess Cadence and Twilight's brother, Shining Armor, on its throne. Through every trial, the bond between the six friends grew stronger. Twilight, the student who once thought friendship was a waste of time, was now a leader and a true friend. She was learning the most powerful magic of all. Her studies culminated in an extraordinary event. Twilight discovered an unfinished spell by the great wizard Star Swirl the Bearded. She realized that the spell was not meant to be completed by one pony, but by friends working together. By combining her own magic with the friendship she shared with her companions, she didn't just finish the spell, she created a new form of magic. This powerful act of friendship caused a magnificent transformation. Twilight Sparkle grew wings, becoming an alicorn. Princess Celestia bestowed upon her a new title, one she had earned through her deeds, the Princess of Friendship. Her new role came with new responsibilities. When the villain Lord Tyrek escaped from Tartarus and stole nearly all the magic in Equestria, it was Twilight and her friends who stood against him. They unlocked a new power, known as Rainbow Power, to defeat him and restore magic to the land. This victory created a brand new castle in Ponyville, a castle of friendship, which served as Twilight's new home and a beacon of harmony for all. She even took on her own student, Starlight Glimmer, a powerful unicorn who had once been their enemy. Twilight taught her the ways of friendship, proving that even the deepest wounds could be healed by connection and understanding. The final test for Princess Twilight and her friends came when Princess Celestia and Princess Luna announced their intention to retire. They named Twilight Sparkle as their successor, the future ruler of all Equestria. To prepare her, the spirit of chaos, Discord, devised a dangerous plan. He disguised himself as the ancient villain Grogar and united Equestria's greatest remaining foes, Queen Chrysalis, Lord Tyrek, and a manipulative young Pegasus named Cozy Glow. He believed that defeating them would give Twilight the confidence she needed to rule. But his plan backfired terribly. The villains discovered Discord's deception. They betrayed him, stole his chaos magic, and launched their own devastating attack on Equestria. They used their combined power to turn the three pony tribes against one another, stirring up old fears and prejudices. The hatred they created was so strong that it brought back the ancient evil of the Wendigos, threatening to plunge Equestria into another frozen age. For a moment, even Twilight fell into despair, but her friends rallied around her, reminding her that friendship was their greatest strength. Supported by an army of every creature they had ever befriended, Twilight led the final charge. In a massive blast of friendship magic, they defeated the villains for good, turning them to stone. After rebuilding Canterlot, Twilight Sparkle was officially crowned the new ruler of Equestria. The land entered a new golden age of harmony, where ponies, griffins, dragons, and all other creatures lived together in peace. Many years later, a tall and graceful Princess Twilight ruled over this beautiful, united kingdom. She now had her own student, a young unicorn named Luster Dawn, who was skeptical about the importance of friendship, much like Twilight herself had once been. Twilight saw her younger self in the student and knew exactly what she needed. She shared the story of her own journey. She explained that friendship isn't always easy. It takes effort, patience, and understanding. But she also showed her that these connections are the most powerful and important magic in the world. They are the foundation upon which Equestria was built, and the light that guides its future. Princess Twilight then sent Luster Dawn to Ponyville, the same place where her own journey had begun. As Luster Dawn walked into the town, ready to make her first friends, it was clear that the lessons of friendship would be passed down through the generations, ensuring that the magic of harmony would protect and define Equestria forever.